Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for those who are new here, I am Psychic Bella Love. This is going to be your daily message for Saturday, January 30th, 2021. I am a complete moron because I've literally been sitting here talking to the iPad that was not turned on and recording for a whole bunch of times. So I already have all the cards laid out. I was like in the middle of reading, looked up and realized we're not recording. I'm like, oh my God, can we just please have more of a Mercury retrograde week than we have already had? And we're not even officially into it for a couple more days. But also, can you guys believe we're almost in February? Jesus Christ. I wonder if, last year I always called 2020 the slowest, fastest, slowest year because it was so all over the place. And this year feels like it has just completely flown by. So far, and I'm kind of like a little nervous, like about like, how is this year going to turn out as far as that? Is it going to drag on? Is it going to fly by? Are we going to have, some of that weirdness that we had last year where things felt really stagnant but always constantly changing too? But also, who is watching the Wendy Williams biopic and documentary this weekend? I am. I've been watching some of her interviews around everything, and it's got me all excited to see, it all play out on TV. And she keeps talking in the interviews about carrot cake and hamburgers, and I'm like kind of tempted to just make some carrot cake and hamburgers and sit down and eat that and watch the movie. So let me know if you guys are gonna watch, and if you are fans of hers. I know she can be a little bit polarizing, but you also can't knock the girl's hustle, because she really did make a name for herself and really was sort of that, female version of Howard Stern in a time that Howard Stern, even as a man, wasn't able to get away with that stuff. So Wendy's definitely gone through some things. So because I already had all the cards pulled and I was already in the middle of reading them when I realized that we are not recording, we're just going to go ahead and jump right back in because these messages were interesting. So our starting message was really actually coming for a male, and this is talking about, we have the King of Cups, the Lovers, the Hermit, the Fool, the Empress, and the Five of Swords. So if you are looking to step outside of your relationship, and because the Empress is showing up, this feels like either a mother of your children or a partner that you have children with if you are a gay man. But, it is talking about having this temptation to seek something else for the sake of entertainment, fun, distraction, whatever, outside of your current relationship. What you are being asked to look at in this situation is to understand the bigger picture here, that this really is a distraction of boredom, or I don't feel good about myself right now. This other person has absolutely nothing whatsoever that really is in any way significantly better than your current partners. It really is just about you getting caught up in the momentum of, well, this seems like something exciting to look forward to. And like I said, you can very easily catch yourself really caught up into this. This is not something that will stay hidden for long. This is something that will literally cause huge issues in your life, because the funny thing is, we actually have the other partner's perspective mirroring in this, in that there is the Nine of Wands, Queen of Wands, Ace of Coins, Six of Swords, and Six of Cups. Now, this is talking about your partner. While their first inclination may be, let's see if we can work this out, or I don't think that this is like the right time to, put a financial strain on this family by having, to suddenly split into two households and have to, split up what was once one large income into two smaller pots. over time, it's like there's so much distrust that happened because of this situation. Your partner, honestly, they may forgive you, but they'll never ever love you the same way again. They will never look at you the same way again. You know, going back to Wendy Williams, like, she was talking about that in one of the interviews about, you know, when she caught Kelvin cheating on her when she was pregnant, that she was like, okay, you know, I don't want to be left here alone with a baby, but I will never love you the same again. And having to have that guard up, it's like that would be your partner. And as soon as they got to the point where they realized, I can never turn back, I can never look at you the same way again, I can't get past this resentment, whether that takes them a month into the process of trying to work things out with you or 10 years down the line, they will leave. So you really need to ask yourself, is this worth it? Because this is somebody that, you know, if you looked past what you currently have going on, the chaos inside of you that's causing you to be in this moment of contemplation over, you know, what the hell is even going on and why do I feel tempted to do this? You love this person and you will deeply regret losing them and harming this connection. Like, this is something that you won't get over easily. It will take a lot of time, a lot of forgiveness, and it will affect any relationships that you do have going forwards, because you will be forced to try to go seek out another relationship at some point in time because of this moment. It will be very hard for you because you're always going to be having it in the back of your mind that the person I really want to be with is never going to be with me again because I screwed that up. So it is a pretty kind of heavy warning here. But I mean, you know, obviously Spirit feels that this is a mistake that you can easily not have to make. You know, I was telling a client the other day that Spirit has really just kind of told me, like, you know, you guys have been through enough, given enough lessons, given enough tools at this point. If we're, say, at the beach and the tide starts coming in, we don't have to just stand in the same spot and let the wave crash over us. If we see the tide is coming in, we can take our shit and go farther up on the shore and not have to get our phones ruined, get soaking wet, freeze, and do all the stuff that, you know, standing there and letting this bad thing happen to us was. So we very much can stop ourselves from going down that wrong path, from making that mistake, from hurting somebody, from allowing somebody else to hurt us if we're paying attention. So, you know, that's what readings are for. They're a roadmap so you know what lies ahead and what messages Spirit has for you and what advice, you know, your ancestors and Spirit has for you. And then it's up to you to choose what you want to do with the information given to you. You know, I can't fix your life for you. I can just tell you, hey, this is what Spirit says is coming. Which, by the way, if you did want to talk to Spirit through me, you can book your own personal private reading on my website. It is psychicbellalove.com. Coupon code Bella20 will get you 20% off your reading with me. So make sure you use that. So the next messages that are completely outside of these people's marriage, because I feel like we had like a little bit of a nosy look into a lot of people's like very personal romantic lives this week. I'm not surprised that nobody was claiming those messages for themselves, and I won't, you know, because like when it's like, oh, somebody's getting a job, somebody's like, I claim that message for me. But all the ones where it's like, listen, don't be a cheating hoe, you know, girl or boy, like nobody's like, that one's mine. Which I don't blame you. I wouldn't either. It's just, it is funny when you kind of think about it for a second. I'm sorry. You guys are getting Bella at the end of the night. You know, the hair's in a bun. I'm in a hoodie. I've already tried to record this twice now. Like, it's been a long day. It has been the most Mercury retrograde weeks. I'm just hoping that this is one of those situations where if it's so hard as it's coming in, then all the rest of the things that happen afterwards either circumvent me because I already played my part in it, or that, you know, it is going to only hit me with the beneficial sides of things afterwards. So fingers crossed. Oh my god. Insert that Chrissy Teigen face that she made at that award show. That that's me thinking that somehow things will get better during Mercury retrograde. Okay, I'm gonna lose my mind. Okay, there is somebody, this feels like a male from somebody's past who is coming forwards with the offer of, you know, first they're coming forwards just communicating. So it's one of those like, oh, hey, I just came across your Tinder profile and we haven't talked in 10 years. How's it going? And it's, you know, your college boyfriend or whatever kind of a situation. But then it quickly turns into the whole, I've never gotten over you, and I always thought you were the one, and trying to make it seem like, you know, oh, like now is our shot to finally have this forever happiness thing. Now, keep in mind that there is always this sort of overlying warning that comes along with Mercury retrograde and the trend of people coming back into our lives during Mercury retrograde. Yes, sometimes these are unresolved things that are being brought back to the surface in the forefront so we can deal with them. But also people from the past who tend to show up during Mercury retrograde tend to not stick around for very long after Mercury retrograde is over. And the thing is, it's like this person does not live in reality. They are somebody who very much does try to go like create. It's like grand, like I just keep hearing the word grand gestures. Like they're literally the kind of person that would honestly, they would rent like, you know, a half an hour to take pictures in a private plane just so that they could make everybody on Instagram think like there's something special. Like they always want to like dream up these big things and these big ideas and make these big promises because it gets them all excited and them riled up and they have something to look forward to. And then when it comes time to actually execute it, you know, it's like they obviously can't pull this off, and then here comes the fighting, or else they actually just full on disappear. So this is a warning, you know, again, to somebody just to be careful if you do have this ex from the past who's showing up, presenting themselves to be as like all of a sudden, you know, your Prince Charming, and they're here to, you know, finally make that fairy tale love that you guys had in college a reality. But, you know, they're going to just end up disappointing you or taking off or whatever. So it's just really be very careful before you invest too much time or energy into them. And then the other thing that Spirit is saying as well, as far as they are concerned, they don't have to be somebody that you actually were romantically involved with. It's just somebody who's professing that they had some sort of romantic intention, attachment, connection to you in the past. So it could be somebody that, you know, from high school math class who's like, oh my God, you're so, I had the biggest crush on you all the time. And you're like, you never talked to me in high school. But it's so easy to just get caught up in them trying to sell you this idea and dream that you guys are reunited soulmates, that you're not looking at the reality of the situation of, but you never talked to me back then, and like, why were you suddenly thinking now is the time? Like, this is weird actually, you know, kind of thing. For another of you, there is going to be somebody else who is coming back from your past that's actually somebody that you will end up marrying. Now, in this case, this is not somebody coming along and being like, I had a crush on you, and you're like, I had no idea that you ever even knew who I was. This is somebody that you, at the time that you were involved with them, and there was an involvement. Whether or not you guys ever fully took it to a relationship, there was definitely an involvement where both of you assumed this relationship was going to carry forwards. Both of you seemed very invested in it. And it feels like at the time, you really thought that this was somebody that you were going to spend the rest of your life with. This feels like, for whatever reason, they left for somebody else. And it feels like, from a female's perspective, maybe it's like you started talking to this guy and it's like, oh my God, like, he's amazing. This is the best thing ever. And then all of a sudden, you know, he's coming and telling you, hey, my ex is pregnant and I have to go marry her. And it's like, wait, what? You know, and it's like, yeah, she's 5 months pregnant. She just told me today, though, but it's mine. Like, we got pregnant, like, the last week right before we broke up, I guess, you know, and but whatever it is as to why they ended up being with somebody else, there was a feeling of obligation. A feeling of, that's who my family would want me to marry, or I have to do right by this sort of situation or whatever. But they didn't do it because they actually felt more love for this person. And it actually ended up really hurting them. Like, it destroyed their life. They were not happy, you know, whether they fully married this person or ended up just trying to have some sort of a relationship with them or whatever. But they are coming back now that they've not only obviously freed themselves from that relationship, but I feel done a lot of work on themselves, a lot of healing, a lot of figuring out who they are, a lot of stepping into who they really are and stepping up into fully being this emperor so that they are capable with this Chariot and this Page of Swords to come back in with the Knight of Coins, Nine of Coins, Palace of Coins, and Two of Cups, which is about coming in with the offers of, let's work on it, and you guys being successful at working on that and really being able to actually move this relationship forward. And it is that, you know, it was a sort of star-crossed lovers moment at that point in time that now you guys are both in a different space where you're able to handle everything. Not just handle the kind of relationship that you're going to have going forwards, but to be able to handle the healing that has to come from what happened in the past so that you can be able to build that future with each other. So, wow, there's a lot of heavy stuff going on with relationships this weekend. I mean, I feel like last week and maybe the first part of this week was all about, like, don't talk to your toxic mama no more. And now this week is like, girl, don't you dare cheat on your baby daddy. And if your baby daddy's cheating on you, you better handle his ass, you know? And don't fall for fuckboys. So I'm like, I wonder what everybody's going to be dealing with next week. Are we all going to, like, be, like, winning the lotto? Like, let's all claim that. Let's put that manifestation out there that all next week, all of our daily messages are going to be about people being sent all of these blessings of joy and abundance and love and good things. So with that said, here's our postcard of the day. Dearest you, we have something exciting to share with you. You are a manifesting master and you don't even know it. Well, we pulled the perfect card for what I just called out. I don't look at these cards. I literally just was sticking my other cards back in. I have a jewelry box that I keep them in, and I grab them because they're the last deck in the bag. There will always be enough of everything that you need in your life: money, opportunities, love, kindness. So whatever you're asking guidance about, have faith and be open to the many ways in which you will experience prosperity. This is good. Spirit is the source of your supply. The universe is always reflecting back to you what you believe, so whenever you fall into insecurity, you will be shown an illusion as if your fear were real. But the truth is that the universe is abundant. You are and always have been enough, and abundance is your natural state. If you can imagine something consistently as truth, you can and will create it. You are so on the right path now. Keep believing. Then the seeing happens, loving you more and more every day. And with that said, remember, I am my ancestors and my ancestors are me, and I am claiming my divine right to their blessings as their true bloodline carrying out their destiny. So with that said, I hope that you have the most amazing weekend. Make sure you follow us on Stationhead. I will be seeing you later on this afternoon with Carlene, and we will be talking about B2K. Bye, guys.